I remember first stepping in, well, our gym. It was my own gym, and just watching. I think growing up, I was always watching. I was always in and out of the ring, always inside the gym, outside the gym, and not too much the gym, but I think tournaments themselves. That I was always underneath the table. My mom used to be an official at the time when my brothers were doing their amateur career, and I was always underneath the table with my little brother, and I was always just watching them fight, watching all the fights, and kind of just like looking, and it was almost like destined to be that I was going to be in the sport of boxing too. So when I finally was able to, it was like, okay, nah, let's roll.
They didn't have a special dressing room. They didn't have, boys. They had to spar boys because there weren't enough girls. Has any of this happened to you?
No, not necessarily. I think because at this time, boxing for women has developed so much, and I think the pioneers before me, like Jackie Nava, the Barbie Juarez, and then so much more, the Christy Martins. So they kind of led footsteps, and they had to go through the hardship, but they brought us to where we're at today. So with that, I think it evolved a lot more, and with women's boxing, it's becoming more and more. People are more watching it more.
Uh-huh. You never were bullied in school? I mean, not in the gym, but in school. I mean.
No. I think with the bullying, I always told, like, the first day of school, I was always saying, oh yeah, what I do is boxing. So I guess I kind of like backed off. But even still, I never had any confrontations or anything like that. I feel like I'm a pretty easygoing girl, so I get along with kind of everybody. Yeah. Everyone was kind of my friend in school. I'm a little social butterfly.
But when, of course, you as a girl growing up, you had dolls, and of course, I mean, it's obvious.
I had a whole to this day, I still collect Barbies. I like to collect the holiday Barbies. So my mom always gets me every Christmas. I have it all nice in its little package and everything. I always did my Barbies when I was little. Now I gave my Barbies to my little sister, so now she has them. So. It's good.
Yeah. Well, when did you exchange? Well, you haven't gotten rid of the dolls, but so to speak, when did you change the doll for the glove, for the boxing glove?
I've always had the boxing glove since I was 6 years old. So that I didn't have to exchange nothing. There was a time, and I still have I could be a princess outside of the ring, but inside of the ring, it's 100% boxer. And staying focused and determined. So I still have the fight, but out of the ring, to this day, I still like to be my princess.
Well, I mean that brings us to something with women. You like to dress always. I mean that's human nature. We guys are totally different thing. But when you get in the ring, how do you keep that? How do you call it? It's called femininity in the fight.
I think with my outfits that we come out with, it still has that touch, and I don't get dressed up often, but when I do, especially in during fight night, I get showcase myself and how I want to represent myself. And with my outfits, I think it tells a lot. Like my last outfit, came out with camo, and that's kind of gives the background of where we live and who we are. The fight before that, when I won my championship belt, I had it was yellow and baby blue, but my name was in Japanese that was representing the Japanese culture, and because I was able to spar with the Japanese world champion, so kind of appreciation, a show for appreciation of their culture and who they are. So every time I fight, I always have a meaning behind it. And with my outfits, I think it showcases that and have the nice little glamour. Instead of the dresses, it's the shorts, but it still has nice little touches.
I don't know if you have some kind of a ritual or lucky charm, or some boxers, they cannot go in the ring if they don't have maybe red socks or red underwear, or I don't know. Do you have something like that?
I kind of do. So with the fight week itself, I have like certain music that I listen to that I have, and it's on my playlist. And I have it already on my playlist, but if it plays during that week, it's only a phenomenal night, but it just, I don't know, it gives that little extra bedazzle. And fight day, I do have my crosses, my rosaries, and I always carry my headband. But at the end of the fight, I always end up giving one of the fans, if they ask me, whoever asks me first, I always end up giving my headband to that fan. So, but I always make a new one, and I always have those on me. So those are kind of my little things that I have.
Yeah. And what would happen if you went in the ring and forgot something? I mean, does that stresses you not to have your things?
A little bit, but actually for my last fight, I forgot my rosary, but my brother gave me his. So it was kind of like, it was meant to be. Things happen for a reason. They all happen for a reason. So I was meant to wear that one that night. So I think of it like that. It didn't become like super personal. I'm not like super, what's the word? Like set on that, set on the way it has to be this way. If they happen, they happens. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but the mental state has a lot to do. How do you prepare mentally for a fight?
My dad raised all of us to be strong-minded, so since we were little. So that stuff like that, it wouldn't interfere, the social media, all that nonsense, it didn't bother us. So we were raised with a strong mindset, and it's still instilled to us to this day. So we're always prepared for anything.
When you walk in the ring, at what point does Gabriela Boxer kicks in?
I think it takes in as soon as I step into the arena. Right there, it's like, okay, it's focus time, it's game time. Sweet poison comes out now. So as soon as we step into the ring, it's fully 100% getting ready, warming up for the fight, getting ready for the fight. And you feel the energy almost taking over when your walkout song comes on. I feel like, oh, it's my time to shine. It's my time to showcase what I've been training for and practicing inside my camp, not to put it out on display into the ring.
The night before, what happens in your head?
I'm not nervous because I've trained for it. I've trained for the fight. I know that I come fully 100% prepared to put everything that I learned inside the ring. I'm more really thinking about what my mom's gonna make after, what kind of dessert I'm gonna have afterwards. Last time I got, was it banana pudding? I got banana pudding, so I was excited for that. Or rice pudding or cannolis. So I kind of have a little thing to look forward to what my mom makes.
Is boxing life a difficult one for you? Sacrifices and?
I don't think so. It's my whole life. I do it every single day. Even when I'm on break, I'm still somehow involved in boxing. And it's not just me. It's my whole family. It's my whole family. So we're always united, and it's just the way of life now.
So you come from a boxing family?
Yep, we have a boxing family, and currently I have a little sister she's 9 years old, Fabiola, twisted sister, Fundora. She's currently training right now, so she hasn't started her amateur career, but she's gonna have me, Sebastian, my dad, the whole family is gonna be in her corner when she starts.
What do you fight for during the amateurs, and how does that your mentality about the sport? How does it change once you're in pro?
Well, what I fight for in the amateurs is just the Olympics originally, We're training to kind of evolve into that Olympic mindset and Olympic states, but COVID happened around the time where I was starting to do the qualifiers and everything. So it kind of cut that one short and focused 100% on our training to transition to pro. And with the pro, it was a smooth transition. It was smooth because COVID did have that blessings of no contact and everything, so it was just, you can focus 100%. My dad focused 100% on me, focused 100% on my brother. So it was I feel like I always had that professional style when I was fighting in amateurs, so I don't think it was hard. And when we finally got to do my pro debut, it was actually in Carson, and I felt excited. This is almost like putting on a right pair of shoes, the glove fit perfect. It was an easy transition.
Have you ever sparred with Sebastian or fought him or whatever? Have you ever got in the ring for any reason with him?
Maybe just more for like defense so he can work on his defense but not sparring, but it's just more drills than anything. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you learn from him?
Learn a lot. Man, we're walking down the street today and he's like, don't worry, because we were making turns to go back to the parking lot. I'm like, I don't remember making all these turns. But he's like, don't worry, this is why you have a smart brother. But he's just always a good mentor and good leader to look up to and follow. And we'll joke around a lot, but he's a really good brother. Honestly, me and him and even my little sister, my other brother, we get along pretty well, honestly. And we'll go to family trips together, or sometimes it'll just be the kids. We'll go to Universal, and it's good to have your siblings as your best friend. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm glad that I'm blessed to have a good relationship with all my siblings.
You know, in the WBC, there has been a concern about the father being in the corner.
Well, don't you think that your parents want the best for you, and you want someone to push you the 1,000%. You want someone to push you at the best potential you have. I wouldn't want someone that believes in me and only thinks that, you're okay. You know, I want someone to motivate me and that's exactly what my father has with me and my brother. He knows that we have the potential to be the best version of ourselves, and I love that in my corner. And I think that obviously it shows that right amount of push that he gave us, he had the product of having 2 world champions. So I cannot complain with that. And I think it's just, honestly, I think the father and son, father and daughter duo is the best.
Once the bell rings, you're alone to face the other girl.
I'm never alone. In the ring, okay, you can say that, but it's not. It's not. It really isn't. It's just like NASCAR. NASCAR is like the person driving, right? But there's still people in the ear telling them this. Let's change your tires real quick. Let's go this way. Whatever it is, whatever the case. So you're never really alone. If I was alone, then I'd be training by myself. And no, I still have my coach that he does the mitts, always there to support the mental part, right? The physical, the everything. So it's not an alone sport, because afterward he's still during the breaks he's still there telling me the commands, seeing what say I miss a couple things, he's there in the corner to tell me, hey, you can do this, you can do different movements, you know. So what I'm missing, he's seeing with his eyes, and it's not him, it's my brother too, or anyone that's in our team. It's a team sport.
Do you like to study your opponents before the fights?
I mean, I'll see them if they're on TV, if they're fighting the weekend, or, you know, but not necessarily study. If they're fighting, if they happen to fight that weekend, and we're boxers, we love watching boxing. So I'll watch them like that, not necessarily study.
You need intelligence, you know, to fight.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's what education is important. Education, and you can't go into ring and just, there's a dance movement too. And I was actually talking to José yesterday about it. It's almost like boxing is like a dance, and dance is an art. There's a certain way that you move. You're gonna hit, try not get hit. You're not gonna hit and just keep walking forward, or, you know, just dumbly go. I can box, you know, I could do this. No, that's why you have more than 3 months of training camps. You have time to prepare for your fight, and if that was the case, then you'd be fighting tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Do you miss a lot from social life and from friends and all that while you're in camp?
Honestly, don't have friends. My family's my friends, so I don't have to worry about that. If I don't think I'm missing anything really from what I see on social media. Yes. I definitely don't want to be a part of it. No. So I think I'm fine where I'm at. I'm good being with my brothers, being my siblings, being my little sister. They're my best friends. They're my best friends, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Has anybody had bad opinions about your performance as a boxer?
Not that I know of.
No.
Maybe social media at the most, but it's social media. What are you gonna do? Fight against them? It's social media. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, right? Yeah. And honestly, I don't care about what they think. I do not care. as long as my father says that I did good, the people that are inside my team and seeing me train and seeing me what I'm capable of, that's all that matters. Mm-hmm. The rest is nonsense, honestly. It almost sounds like the voices, the adults in Snoopy. They're wah, wah, wah. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's it. And how do you adapt when you have a problem and nothing is working? And what do you do?
Again, that's why I think we have the preparation of the 3 months and plus. About we have it's almost like an imaginary toolbox. You're not sure if you're gonna need the hammer, but you have it there just in case. You have the screwdriver, you have your drill, everything. So you're gonna have obviously your fundamentals of your basics, 1-2s and everything, and that's what we have the training camp to put into that job site where you don't know what tools you're gonna need, but you have them prepared. You have them there with you, and you're always carrying them with you. So when you step into that ring, okay, maybe what we thought in the beginning didn't work out, but that's why we have our other tools.
What is your superpower?
I think it's a lot to do with the brain. The brain is the best superpower you can have. You gotta. It's not just inside the ring that you're knowing your moves, but it's outside the ring too. You gotta know how to speak to people, speak to the cameras, speak to the fans, speak to everything, and think what you say. So it's the brain. The brain's the best superpower.
What is the worst night that you remember in the ring?
So far I haven't had a worst night.
No?
Maybe the most, I don't know, honestly, no, I haven't had a worst night. I've been on my winning streak, yeah. Blessed. So far we'll continue doing that, you know what? And yeah, I haven't had a worst night.
Yeah, and on the other side, which has been the highlight of your career?
Winning my title shot, winning the title. It was kind of it was just us on paper stacked against, right? But again, we overcame it and showed broadcast to the world that night. Gabriela Fundora.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree with those rules? Do you need more time in a round?
Honestly, I think I'm fine the way it is. I'm perfect with the 2-minute rounds. And then I look back to the fight with Monsino, and I think, okay, what if those were 3-minute rounds? How would it have ended? I think it would have ended. The 2 minutes itself, I think it ended. It was a pretty good. It wasn't a good night for her, So I think with the 3 minutes, it would have caused a lot more damage, and it wouldn't have been good. It could have been something a lot more serious. Mm-hmm. So with the 3 minutes, it's different. It's different, honestly. And I see some of these females that are fighting 3 minutes, and their stamina is they can't. It's two different things. The male and female body are two completely different things. So I'm perfectly happy with the 2 minutes. I'm fine. I'm still getting my time in the ring. I'm still getting the broadcast that I get. I'm still getting the opportunities to fight for belts and prove to the world what I am. I'm fine with how they are. With the females, they get their menstrual cycles. They have the ovaries. It's completely different. Something that male doesn't have, and we can still. There's a lot more things that in the body itself, and it's not just the head too, but that's one of the main things too. I don't take my first round to study. What do I need to study for? That's what the training was for. Why do I need to do that? I think I go into the ring to put on a show, to give the fans almost the okay, I do want to see women's boxing. I want it to evolve. I want it to be different from what it was back then. Because I think now a lot more people are tuning into the female fights, and they want to see it, and then they're filling up their arenas. Mm-hmm. So that it gives it but that's the reason, because they don't take that time to like kind of slow it. Because I think the first couple minutes of especially women's boxing, it kind of determines the fight. And if people want to watch it, and if people want to tune in and give them the time, a lot has to do in the first couple minutes. I think it's just the way you are as a boxer. Either you got it or you don't, and it's how you or who you are. It's how your style is. Some people like fighting on the inside. Some people like fighting on the outside. Some people like moving around the ring, tagging and moving. Some people want to stay there. It all depends, and honestly, it all depends what the fans like. If they like you, they like you, and that's just the way it is. Huh? If people magnet towards me, then that's awesome. But I train the way I train, and I'm glad that they like me, and I'm glad there's fans that support me. But it's honestly, it's all what the fan prefers.
You train, you do everything to learn how to fight. In the fight, do you learn something to live life?
I think every fight kind of gives you something, whether it be you learning from it or you take something away from it, but it's just certain things. You know, I can always work going back to the drawing board, and I think it's more to do with outside of the ring, how you present yourself when you're stepping in, how you greet the fans, how you walk the ring, and then when you step out, because those are the same fans that are always going to be supporting you. They're always buying your fights, so you always got to give back to them and kind of give them their time, greet them all, and give them the love that they're giving to you. Yeah. So I think it's a lot more how you interact with all the other fans.
Mm-hmm. And what has boxing given you?
Well, they give me a lot of love, you know. But boxing also gave me a thing of you cannot mess around in boxing, you cannot, because something happened, blink of an eye, or 1 second you're on top of the world, the next. But so you always got to stay patient, always got to stay respectful, always give boxing the time.
Yeah. And does boxing take anything away? I mean, it gives you, but does it take anything?
No, I think boxing's been pretty good. So I don't think so. I come hand in hand so far. We're doing good.
Do you have a next fight, or what's the plan, the immediate plan for?
So we have nothing set yet, but I do want to fight in August, and either be to a title defense or maybe some more belts. But we're not sure. We have nothing set. I do want to fight for the rest of the belts. I do want to grab them all. Yeah. Either it could be this year, hopefully. That'd be awesome. Next year, even the year after. But patience is key.
Mm-hmm. But you keep active always. You're always training. You're always.
Always. Like I said in the beginning of the interview, it's a lifestyle. It's something that eat, sleep, breathe boxing.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, as long as you put your mind into it, whether it be boxing, any other sport in life, as long as you put your mind into it, then you can achieve anything.